What's up, Toonami faithful? Time for another panel. If you're new to this panel, welcome. If you've been down from the beginning, all I can say is thanks. Time to get started. This is History of Toonami. Look back at one of the biggest channel blocks of all time, created by me, Jackson Bell. So first off, what is Toonami? Well, Toonami is a space-themed blog on Cartoon Network that showcases action cartoons. Its name is a combination of the words tsunami and cartoons, hence Toonami. It was created by Jason DeMarco and skater/designer Sean Akins. That shows that range from various animated Western cartoons. The CGI characters to serve as block's hosts and assistants, all of whom are full of personality and character. And it has story arcs that span on the block's universe. Now then, let's start from the very top with Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network is a channel created in 1992 by Turner Broadcasting and Hanna-Barbera, also owned by Warner Brothers. The channel has been to showcase old Hanna-Barbera cartoons to kids 24/7. The original programming started to surface in 1993 with the introduction of Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Coast to Coast was the first original show created by Cartoon Network, and at the time, its most popular. It took an obscure 60s cartoon character and made him the crazy host of a surreal talk show, along with the sidekicks Moltar and Zorak. The show ran from 1993 to 2008, making it the longest-running original show on Cartoon Network. And the show was so popular, it received 4 spin-offs. We got Cartoon Planet, The Brat Show, and Aqua Teen Hunger Force. And last but not least, Toonami. Created in 1997, Toonami acted as a replacement for the Power Zone, an action block on Cartoon Network created 5 years prior. Toonami aired action cartoons for 3 hours on weekday afternoons. And the block also has some surprisingly high production values, given that it utilized CGI animation, which was pretty expensive for the late 90s. On March 17, 1987, Toonami premiered to the world, this video being the first thing children were introduced to.
This broadcast is intended solely for the enjoyment of all audiences. Any rebroadcast, broadcast, or retransmission without the expressed written consent and consent of Toonami and Cartoon Network is strictly prohibited.
Now for the characters. First, we have Moltar, voiced by animator C. Martin Croker. Once a scientist on the planet Moltar, Moltar was a former supervillain before being forced to work with Space Ghost on his talk show. Originally Space Ghost programming director and producer, he later became the host of Toonami, hosted a block in Ghost Planet Industries. He had a very baritone voice that was perfect for discussing topics related to him, like villainy. Moltar hosted a block from 1997 to 1999, but he wasn't alone, as there were also the Clydes. The Clydes were Toonami's living satellites who connected the station's programming to Earth, along with acting as the host servants. One of the things that made Toonami stand out from other channel blocks were the bumpers. Aside from standard ads to upcoming episodes, the host was sometimes talk to viewers about relatable topics and themes, like courage, friendship, etc. They each incorporated clips from various cartoons, and the characters talking as if they were part of the conversation, often reacting to the host's speech. Each bumper incorporated original electronic music from Tommy Guerrero. One such bumper during the Moltar era was this.
What is that thing we're up against anyway?
I'm hit!
Exactly. Don't stand there like a dummy.
Alright, listen up. Today we're talking about something very important. Villains, bad guys, the heavy. Webster defines a villain as cruelly malicious. A scoundrel.
One more step and she's doomed.
We don't get enough credit. What's a hero without a villain?
It's a joy to see your wicked mind at work.
Bad guys make life more interesting. My favorite bad guy, besides myself, is Lotor.
That is incredibly good news.
Lotor!
You remember him? He seems kind of wimpy, but he's got personality.
You've had it. I'm really lead man at that Lotar.
And let's not forget Mumra.
Are you okay?
Another one of my favorites.
I can't believe it. That man was lucky.
You know, it's not easy going out there day after day, making the world unsafe for superheroes.
We have iniquitous work to do.
They always seem to come out on top.
Voltron has done it again!
Tickle.
Being a villain is a thankless job, but we always have more fun along the way. And that's what being bad
End it now.
Hang on.
End it.
We've lost picture.
Yeah.
So the block also had video game reviews. These involve Moltar reviewing newly released video games, which often do during commercial breaks. So you can see them reviewing games like Metal Gear Solid and whatnot. Each game is rated from a scale of 1 to 5. Unfortunately, this segment was pretty underutilized, as Moltar only reviewed 7 games during this run. Now, one way Toonami interacted with fans was with various sweepstakes. Reviewers had to dial a certain hotline during commercial breaks for a chance to win prizes, such as game consoles, events, and more. But what's a block without shows? Toonami was branded at the time as the place for action cartoons. Now, while starting out with a lot of Western animation, it wasn't long before they got their hands on some Japan animation. We're talking cartoons they had like Thundercats, Cartoon Roulette, and the original OG Voltron. However, Toonami didn't find true success until it started airing Sailor Moon, which ended up becoming Toonami's first big hit after picking up the USA Network. The show went on for a long time, to the point where Toonami would air lost, quote-unquote, episodes that were really just episodes of Sailor Moon are. Entire days would be dedicated to the show. Despite the massive popularity, Toonami, the Bicentennial Cartoon Network, couldn't air the 5th season due to licensing issues. But don't feel bad for Toonami, because they will later strike gold once again when they got a hold of Dragon Ball Z, which was initially a flop on the USA Network before Toonami picked it up, where it became the block's second biggest hit. The show became the face of the program, it was led by Toonami as the action anime block. The show ran from 1998 to 2003, almost every day being an American. But it was at this point where we must say goodbye to Moltar. Moltar's time is coming, as he would leave the block in '99. No explanation was ever given as to why he left. He just did. Ads have later shown hinting at a new host, and the new host comes with a new era.
It's a brand new Toonami, but the mission objectives remain the same. My name is Tom. I'm the new Moltar. Welcome aboard the Ghost Planet Spaceship Absolution, Cartoon Network's first and only interstellar broadcast and exploration vehicle. I'll give you the tour later. From this day forward, she is completely responsible for all Toonami transmissions. I'm taking you guys into the new millennium. No big changes now, same show, same attitude. New place to do it, new guy to do it with. I'm not gonna waste any more time, let's get back into it. Later.
Meet Tom, voiced by Sonny Strait. Tom stood for Toonami Operations Module, and as he said, he's a replacement Moltar, taking over hosting duties. He's an AI-controlled robot personality, and the captain of the Spaceship Absolution. We'll get more into that later. Unlike Moltar, who discussed topics only he was interested in, Tom was more uplifting, discussing themes like parenting, individuality, and courage. Tom hosted a blog from 1999-2000. For the new host comes new characters. Say hello to Sarah. Sarah is Tom's second command and best friend. She's a very British AI, voiced by singer Sally Timms, and she is the one who controls the entire Absolution. So what exactly is the Absolution? This is the Absolution. Full name, Ghost Planet Spaceship Absolution, or GPX Absolution for short. This ship was bought by Moltar, but he ended up not piloting it due to being afraid to venture off into space. It wasn't until Moltar saw Tom's bravery in combat when he decided to make him ship's pilot. So with this new setting comes some new additions, including the Midnight Run, which is a block that aired late Saturday nights that showed more bloody, violent programming. It also showed various music videos from Gorillaz and Daft Punk. Midnight Run was targeted at an older audience, or cool kids who stayed up late and secretly watched the hardcore stuff. But to counter that, there was also Rising Sun, which was a Saturday morning block created as an alternate counterpart to Midnight Run. Its purpose was to give fans Toonami in the morning, in case they didn't want to watch shows like Animaniacs or other Saturday morning cartoons, then they can just watch Dragon Ball Z. Block itself was unfortunately very short-lived, only barely around for 6 months. And the cancellation of Rising Sun was mainly due to Cartoon Network wanted to avoid competition with the System Network, the WB, who had their own popular Saturday morning block, Kids WB. Now, believe it or not, Toonami is one of the first programs to encourage fan participation and interactivity via sending in artwork. Every last Friday of the month had Tom showcasing fan art of anime characters who appeared on Toonami. No pencil drawings or tracing were allowed, though. Former due to not showing up on TV, and the latter because of cheating. Nobody wants to reward cheaters. In the year 2000, Toonami launched its website, which was a very big deal back then. There, fans can check out cybercomics, a phrase used before webcomics, and they can download photos to their desktop, which is, again, something new at the time. If I haven't babbled for too long, let's talk about the new shows! We got shows like Ronin Warriors, Batman the Animated Series, and even Powerpuff Girls. With one of the big hits for that era of Toonami, look no further than Mobile Suit Gundam Wing
Classic.
and Tenchi Muido.
Also classic.
Both these shows helped contribute to the big 2000s anime boom and make fan favorites. But around this time, something new was coming to Toonami, taking the form of TIE. A TIE stands for Total Immersion Events. These are story arcs that told big stories and introduced many different characters and villains to the block's space universe, and usually played during commercial breaks. These stories were also game-changing, causing huge events to happen that would affect the block's canon, such as character death. First of these events was The Intruder, which premiered September 18, 2000. In it, Tom notices a giant hole in the Absolution, which means something has invaded the ship. That's something being a massive, sentient red blob. Tom tries to fight back against the uninvited guest, but it's no use. The intruder devours Tom whole, killing him. Tom actually dies in this. With Tom now dead, Sarah downloads his previous memories into another body, that body being Tom 2, the new host. So Tom 2 and Sarah defeat the intruder by using explosives to attach the part of the ship it's currently in. Tom and Sarah repair the Absolution with the help of a fan competition and fly off into space, including the events. TIE brought in plenty of changes, including another new era of Toonami. Brought him up before, well, bring him up again. Say hello to Tom 2, voiced by Steve Bloom. I mean, technically he's Tom 1, but now with a different body. Tom 2 has a more humanoid look compared to Tom 1's Bomberman design. It's more cockier, but a lot more charming. And it was his era that really contributed to the big anime boom of the early 2000s. And he relied more on fan participation than any other host before or after him. Tom 2 hosted a blog from 2000 to 2003. Now, Tom 2's blog introduced fans to many new shows, such as Outlaw Star, the big card captors, and the OG Dragon Ball. There was also the Yu Yu Hakusho, and for some strange reason, they had Hamtaro. He named the Cartoon Network executives for that one. Now, when something's popular, there's always going to be someone trying to replicate its success. And in this case, it's Kids WB. Because Toonami was really gaining in popularity, Kids WB decided to create their own Toonami blog on their channel. They did so by chopping off an hour of Cartoon Network's Toonami blog, which ended up canceling Sailor Moon and Tenchi Muyo in the process. This version of Toonami was later canceled in 2002 due to negative reception and bad ratings. Thus, Cartoon Network's Toonami reigned supreme. Alright, get the kids out of the pool, because now it's time for the creation of Adult Swim. Adult Swim was a program on Cartoon Network created by former head of programming Mike Lazo that launched September 2nd, 2001. The program, given its namesake, showcased cartoons primarily targeted towards teenagers and, of course, adults. The original shows were just Aqua Teen and home movies debuted here, while Space Ghost made the jump and became more raunchy and invested the higher broadcast standards of adultness. Adult Swim sometimes ran anime late Saturday nights, though not much advertising was given to these shows, with the exception of the program's favorite anime, Fooly Cooly. But with the new era comes some new ties. After all, the first one was a hit, why not another one? This time it's Lockdown. Here's September 17th, 2001. While traveling through space one day, the Absolution gets caught in a powerful tractor beam. Tom sends these robots called docs out in order to get them out of the beam, but they can only be piloted by you, the fans. So Tom uses a Dragon Ball Z ad in order to tell viewers to log on to the Toonami website and control the docs to get them out. One flash game that's now lost to time later, the Absolution is saved and the block can now continue. Next up is Tie 3, Trapped in Hyperspace, from September 16, 2002. Tom and Sarah are traveling to Earth. Things are going great when suddenly, Sarah gets hijacked by a chaotic virus named Swayzak, voiced by Michael Thorne. Swayzak wants to crash the Absolution into Earth. Why? Because he's a dick, that's why. Tom is defeating the virus for good, once again thanks to an online flash game that's also lost to time, and Sarah is saved. But what couldn't be saved were Tom 2's hosting duties, which are coming to an end. Thankfully, according to Cartoon Network, Toonami will return for the new Tom, the new Absolution, new shows, all the same personality. But before that, let's open to some important supplementary material. Toonami Endgame was a 2-issue webcomic that came out in 2003, originally located on the Toonami website. It can be found today on the Toonami fan wiki. In it, an evil space pirate named Ocelot Rex kidnaps Sarah to rule the galaxy, and blows up the Absolution for good measure. Despite Tom 2's attempt at trying to stop him, Rex manages to utterly decimate Tom 2 and dump his remains in the trash. But all isn't lost, as Tom gets rebuilt by Rex's rebellious slaves and becomes Tom 3, whereupon he kills Rex by stabbing him with pork. It makes sense in context. So Sarah's saved, and a new ship's acquired, and Tom 3 has become the new host of the show. Speaking of which...
You've only got 55 seconds to get in here.
Yeah.
I'm
coming already.
If you don't get back in here,
I heard you the first time.
we're starting without you.
Just open the back door.
Why are you always late?
45 seconds is plenty of time. I'm coming.
Every day the same thing.
Look out, coming through.
We've got a show to do here.
It's gonna be close.
Meet Tom 3, once again for the Mystic Bloom. So after defeating Ocelot Rex, Tom is now able to keep his shiny new body. This time, Tom wants to stay in shape, before he's all muscular and seen lifting weights, even though he's made of metal and not organic muscle. He has more human-like voice mannerisms, and plans to better connect with viewers. Tom 3 hosted a blog from 2003 to 2007. For the new Tom also means a new Sarah, Sarah version 2. No longer floating head on a computer screen, the new ship was soon from a humanoid hologram. Sarah had to. She now acts as Tom's co-host, sometimes sharing hosting duties when Tom wasn't around. As you can see at the very top, her voice actress remains unknown, due to creator Jason DeMarco preferring to keep it that way. Now, I want everyone to say hello to the GPS Absolution Mark II. This was the new ship, introduced March 17, 2003. So after ship destruction of the Hanson Force along Rex, it was later to be built by prisoners on Rex's ship. Despite the change in name and appearance, it still functions the same as the previous model. But now let's talk shows. This is the time when Toonami was getting ambitious. Folks around the block had grand ideas of their own, but Cartoon Network didn't exactly see eye to eye with them. But it had an interesting introduction nonetheless, because that's how we got the fourth type. There was called Immortal Grand Prix, which aired September 15, 2003. This tie was a bit different from the others. So unlike previous ties, this one was a micro-series, a mini-series of 5-minute episodes that aired during commercials from Monday through Friday. Basically, the plot was just extreme sports, but in the future. Despite being a Toonami event, Tom and Sarah didn't make any appearances, instead taking place in another dimension within the Toonami multiverse. The miniseries even came with a tie-in game found on the Toonami website, though the only way to play it is through the Wayback Machine. But really, all this tie did was serve as a 5-part pilot episode of Toonami's first original series, IGPX Immortal Grand Prix. This show is a collaboration between Cartoon Network and Production IG that served as Toonami's first original anime. The show took place in another dimension within the Toonami universe that was two-dimensional, the second dimension, if you will. How big and important this show was in the plot, with big-name actors like Haley Joel Osment, Michelle Rodriguez, and a top-tier animation studio behind it, Cartoon Network didn't really care much for it. They switched the show from Toonami to Adult Swim in the middle of the second season due to low ratings, they didn't tell anyone about it, and the show was then quietly canceled due to said poor ratings and lack of advertising. And a future installment sadly doesn't look likely. But on a more positive note, Toonami still had a lot of cool stuff, even some Western cartoons, like Megas XLR, Samurai Jack, and the classic Teen Titans. For anime, we got wacky, crazy, Pacific Nose Air Attack, Dragon Ball GT, One Piece, 4th Kids version, woo! And we got Zatchbell. Yeah! Of course, we also, when it comes to big popular stuff, we got Naruto, which can be the biggest hit for the launch of Dragon Ball Z, and would take over most of the launch time slot because of its popularity. But you can't have ninjas without some Ronin and Samurai. Thus, Rurouni Kenshin came into the scene. So unfortunately, the show, despite its popularity, was considered too violent for Toonami, so it was cancelled before the anime only 3rd season. But now, let's get into Toonami's only attempt at a live-action show. And I say live-action in gigantic fucking air quotes. Wulin Warriors. Yeah, a lot of Wulin fans in the crowd. So Wulin, who doesn't know, was Toonami's attempt at taking a pre-existing series and reworking it for American audiences. It was originally a Taiwanese puppet action show named Healy. You guys know the Thunderbolt Fantasy, again, the Urobuchi show? It was being as like a tribute to Healy, which I think is still ongoing to this day. So what's the premise of Wulin Warriors? Well, let's have the intro shed light on this incredibly complex story.
The Wulin Warriors, selected as children for their exceptional promise. These mighty young warriors have spent their entire lives at my mountaintop academy. As their sensei, I have shown these young men the way of the sword. Their fighting skills have made the Wulin Warriors the pride of Wulin. Lone Sword, Scar, Phoenix. Though still young, they are already 3 of the finest swordsmen Wulin has ever seen. But beyond the academy, things are changing. An aged anger returns to Wulin. A shadow takes hold of the skies. Darkness encroaches. This new threat will force the Wulin Warriors beyond the confines of our mountaintop academy. And eventually, it will force them to call upon a power even greater than themselves. The power of the stars.
Wulin, Wulin, Wulin Warriors. I'm Lone Sword with my trainer brother Scar. We on a mission to try to find the missing 7 stars of Wulin. The scarab is bent, I'm Wulin the land. Grab the wooden sword in my empty hand. It's gonna be dangerous. Oracle trained us at the Mountaintop Academy. Scarab wants to battle me. Who will win the duel and Woo-Lin? Lone sword and scar. Woo-Lin warriors. Woo-Lin, Woo-Lin, Woo-Lin warriors.
I don't know, guys. How's some of the Wu-Tang Clan's best work yet?
Why does it seem like those beetle bug things in the intro, right?
So, the show came out, and when it did, Warren garnered extremely negative reviews. It was canceled after 2 of its 14 episodes aired. Though every episode, all 14 episodes, can be found on YouTube, may be curious. But you didn't hear that from me. The Toonami creators revealed many years later they were forced to run the show by Cartoon Network. They knew it was an idea, it was terrible, and they literally said to the executive pitched it, this is a bad idea. The exec was like, cool, and then they shut it anyway. Speaking of bad news, on April 17th, 2004, something big happened to Toonami. Their schedule changed. No longer was it a weekday afternoon block, but now blocked on Saturday evenings. This due to Cartoon Network wanted more middle school, high school demographic. So what did take Toonami's place? Magoozy, which launched April 19th, 2004. So Magoozy, for those who don't know, was originally an underwater-themed blog that aired on weekday afternoons, taking Toonami's place. The blog showed more lighthearted content like Code Lyoko and Total Spies. While fans complained at the time, Magoozy was still going to obtain a following of its own and stick around for a few years. Now then, let's talk Jetstream. Toonami Jetstream, which was an ad-supported online streaming service that allowed fans to view anime, music videos, game reviews, and more. Launched in July 17, 2006, it was meant to be a replacement for Toonami Reactor after shut down. There was a collaboration between Cartoon Network and Viz Media, and in a way, Jetstream was way ahead of its time, predating the rise of anime streaming services like Crunchyroll, which had just been established a few months prior as an anime piracy site. But all good things must come to an end. As Tom 3 would now no longer host Toonami, the teaser shown showcased new Clyde robots launched date March 17, 2007, at Tom's chest temple glowing blue. What fans witnessed on that date was something they would never forget.
You guys ready to make the magic happen? Alright boys, let's do this. Agawa Sanfa, showtime. Hey Flash, give me a go, no-go for launch.
In the pipe, 5x5.
Word, gotta go talk to the big guy. Hey little man, what's up? Ooh, any dents? That's why you're a pro, baby. D, sit rep.
We're in the green. Deck is queued, first break in 6 minutes.
We are go in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Welcome to the weird era of Toonami. Meet Tom 4, an attempt by the network and Sean Higgins to make Tom more kid-friendly. They always wanted to focus on that kid demographic rather than the aging teen fans who grew up with the blog. As a result, Tom's personality and design changed. Compared to the previous Tom models, he was more happier. And now at face, they resemble Tom's tank engine. Because you know what previous hosts didn't have faces? A few reasons, but the biggest ones were cost effectiveness and time. Having a character who lacks a mouth makes it easy to not only reuse the animation, but also not have to worry about lip syncing. Tom 4 was a different story. Animators now had a painstakingly animate mouth and eye movements, which cost more money and time, something needed for a weekly channel block with a lot of ads. As a result, Tom 4 ended up pretty much out aside from the intro and a few channel bumpers. Co-creator Jason Marco couldn't stand them, calling it one of the blog's biggest mistakes. Tom 4 was the blog 2007-2008. Fireside was not Sarah, but instead Flash and Dee, Tom's new co-hosts. In terms of personality, they were pretty standard. Flash, the guy up top, voiced by Dave Whittenberg, is a hyperactive, energetic party guy, while Dee, the guy in the bottom, voiced by Tom Penny, is a calm, glad-to-do with a very deep voice. Gone was the absolution. Instead, Tom and company hosted from the Flowers 3, which is this giant flower-shaped broadcasting station located on an unnamed planet that was both a desert and a jungle. Though we don't get to see much of this planet beyond the station, so for all we know, this is the only part of the planet that exists. But on March 17, 2007, Toonami turned 10 years old. To celebrate, they played montages and recaps of previous hosted events, on an marathon of animated comic book movies, including the whole thing with a double feature of Spirited Away and Teen Titans Trouble in Tokyo. Now, there really wasn't a whole lot of original anime, since it was mostly just reruns of older shows like Naruto and Bokugo. What original programming they had was geared more towards a younger demographic. Shows like Bakugan, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, and Mega Star Force weren't really suited for the audience of teenagers that grew up with the program. But during the month of September 2008, tragedy struck the heart of fans. The anime The Week in Atlanta, the full-time Toonami, announced its cancellation. The block was leaving, but not without saying goodbye.
Well, this is the end, beautiful friends. After more than 11 years, this is Toonami's final broadcast. It's been a lot of fun, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you who've made this journey with us. Toonami wouldn't have been anything without you. Hopefully, we've left you with some good memories. So, until we meet again, stay gold. Bang.
This was a sad time, because Toonami wasn't just any ordinary blog. All the sweepstakes, all the fan art showcases, it made Tom and friends feel like they were really there, and interacted with us, despite being fictional characters. On this day, fans didn't just lose a program, they lost a friend. A friend was there for them whenever they needed it the most. So how could such a beloved blog like Toonami get cancelled? Well, there are many reasons. Contrary to popular belief, it was not endless Naruto reruns that did the program in, and fans like to think it is, but it isn't. The primary reason given by the creators was that the ratings were at an all-time low. Not many people were watching the blog anymore, either because they wouldn't fan the current lineup of shows, or the ones young fans grew up and moved on to other stuff. Another possible reason the blog got canceled was that Cartoon Network was going through a tough spot during this time, in the 2008 economic crisis, as well as spending money on shows that didn't go anywhere. And since Toonami was taking on most of their budget, despite not having to bring the show for it, they pulled the plug. Now, Cartoon Network was also going through a nasty shift in management during this time. After the notorious plot between Boston bomb scare in 2007, the new set of Cartoon Network, Jim Samples, was replaced with Stuart Snyder, who became infamous for sending the block into a dark age. During Toonami's cancellation, the network's new CN Real block was in production, which was comprised of cheap reality shows and didn't eat up much of the network's budget. But possibly the ultimate reason was that anime was losing its stride in the West. The anime boom in the early 2000s was no more, and the genre just wasn't as popular as it once was in North America. A block without a serious audience is seen as a waste of time, a waste of space, or constant better shows, and a waste of money, so it was swiftly canceled as a result. And as a result of the blog's cancellation, all animes moved to either Saturday nights on Adult Swim, or early in the morning before the kids had to go to school. The Kuzus that had canceled that same year, going to a big split of what Toonami wanted to go. Naruto would still be shown, but would later be pulled from the network's 7-episode show finale and transition to Shippuden. Price Naruto later transferred to Disney XD, Shippuden favorite. Toonami Gesture later shut down in early 2009, ending the Toonami brand once and for all. Now let's focus on something lighthearted. Let's go off topic and talk about April Fools, or more specifically how Adult Swim celebrates it. Did you know what movie I love the most? The Room. Yeah. So every April 1st, Adult Swim, well, back in the day, they would air the 2003 cult classic, The Room. The Room, for those who don't know, is a drama, gigantic air quotes there, directed by auteur Tommy Wiseau, best known for being so bad, it's amazing. However, one April Fool's was a bit different from the previous ones. On April 1st, 2012, viewers expecting Tommy Wiseau's masterpiece were in for a surprise.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa!
Oh, hi, Adult Swim. I got the results of the test back. I definitely have April Fools.
Resuming Flight 53 transmission. Uploading video for broadcast. Alright, Tom, we're ready.
I love this job.
here we have Tom 3.5, a slightly upgraded version of Tom 3. So these are retconned so that Tom 4 would now be a separate character from Tom 4 will currently live. So Tom 3.5 got such the news that Tom 4 given permission to run the show in his place. So the April specials met with acclaim and surprised many. As a result of the acclaim, Adult Swim launched a Twitter campaign to bring the program back. Unlike most campaigns, this one actually worked. And Toonami will return to television on May 16, 2012.
Welcome to the televised revolution. As we drift through outer space aboard the absolute shit. With time back in active duty as captain in charge of bringing superior anime action. Yeah, Toonami's back, bitches, to celebrate Tom's return to television.
Toonami is back, bitches. But now exclusively on Adult Swim. There were some changes that they made. So Toonami would air only on Saturday nights. This meant that Toonami would now have to work with a very small budget. Though it wasn't that bad. The CGI animation had gotten cheaper and easy to use over the years, and stock animation was also easy to reuse. However, the lower budget also meant less crew members and animators. I mean, the log ended up being so cheap, they had to be made in crew spare time. However, the payoff to all this is that because of the higher age ratings, Toonami is now allowed to air more adult content. Think of it like the Midnight Run, but an actual full-length plot. Most of the new long shows are reruns of anime that previously aired on Adult Swim, like Bleach, Bebop, and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. But the first original hit became Dead Man Wonderland, where it made its debut. And we also got some cool Western anime cartoons like Super Titan, and the 2011 version of Thundercats. Anyway, the Toonami revival is still in full swing, and thus it was time for a bit of an upgrade.
Sarah, how you been?
Hello, Tom. It's good to see you again.
No doubt. Been too long.
Are you ready to begin?
Oh, yeah. I just gotta figure out how to run this new baby.
So, Tom got an upgrade from Tom 5. Still voiced by Steve Miller. And while he lost his previous muscle definition, he can still put up a fight. He's also a bit more profane now, taking advantage of being another adult programming blog. He's also now a bit of an artist, occasionally seen painting and writing poetry. And you just gotta have some hobbies while finding your space. But Tom 5 is the longest running host since Tom 3, having been since now from 2013 to the end of 2019. But with the new Tom came a new Sarah, who returned after years of absence, this time as a computer program voiced by Dana Swanson. Once again, she's Tom's co-host, but now she can turn to a little holographic pixie in order to participate more in Tom's adventures. There's also the new Absolution Mark III, which was introduced April 27, 2013. It's about half the size of a football field, had more weapons and shields than the previous ship, and had its own media chamber where Tom would review video games. In terms of shows, we got the Dragon Ball Shuffle with both Dragon Ball Z Kai and Dragon Ball Super. We got Kill the Kill, another popular show. Once that was finished, Parasite took its place, dominating the ratings. Space Dandy also aired, with introduced simulcast dubs in a block. And also, we got Samurai Jack Season 5. A lot of excitement there. On December 2018, the insanely popular My Hero Academia debuted, in an even larger audience. Some more popular shows like Demon Slayer also arrived on the scene. And for some strange reason, Pop Team Epic. However, when it came to anime, no show was more hyped or important, is according to Adult Swim, as Fooly Cooly Seasons 2 and 3. So Adult Swim decided to fund more seasons of Fooly Cooly, as is their admittedly favorite anime. So we got Fooly Cooly Progressive and Alternative, both released in 2018.
Rest in peace, fellas.
Yeah. But, with all these returning shows, how about time for a returning character? Because after all, what was Toonami without some Tai? The fifth Tai, and The Intruder 2, brought back The Intruder, having not been seen since the first Tai event back in 2001? Yeah, 2001. So this one aired November 7, 2015. Here, The Intruder returns for revenge, now looking a lot more like Tom 1, is even voiced by his voice actor, Sonny Strait. The Intruder kills Sarah, and reveals that he actually killed Tom 4 and stole the coordinates of the Absolution. That's how he got there. Exactly. Prepared to stop the Intruder, Tom ends up sacrificing his left arm and the entire Absolution to kill him. Tom ends up on planet Shoko 162 for protection. While there, Tom uploads Sarah's data into a computer, saving her life, turning on the regular scheduled programming. However, things weren't all sunshine. It was on September 26, 2016, fans received tragic news. Voice actor for Molitor, Seaborn Kroger, passed away on September 17, 2016, at age 54 from sepsis. In response, Toonami showed a goodbye video explaining Molitor's current workouts. But after that loving tribute came the sixth tie, the Intruder 3, which played November 5th, 2016. While trying to relax outside, Tom was attacked by a group of giant sandworms. While hiding from them, Tom and Sarah discover that the new base is actually a dormant spaceship called the Vindication. While fighting out the sandworms, Sarah discovers that the worms were actually trying to warn them about the destruction of Sugar 162, and are starting to lay off along with the rest of the worms. While Tom and Sarah manage to escape the planet, they reflect on the lost in society of worm cultures. But Sarah was given the fake worm named Georgina as a pet. Look at her, isn't she cute? On March 17, 2017, Toonami turned 20 years old! Don't you guys feel old? To celebrate, the blog posted a sweepstakes that allowed viewers to win official merchandise like t-shirts and action figures and comic books. But during that year, we got the seventh time, Countdown, which is November 4th. While taking Tom for Sarah, Tom gets swapped with his future self. Now in the future, Tom finds out that Sarah eventually gets corrupted and attempts to wipe out all organic life. Future Tom travels to the past to prevent the corruption, while present Tom tries to survive the madness that is future Sarah. Future Tom succeeds in saving Sarah, and present Tom is teleported back to the present. But it would be 2 years until the next tie, the Forge, which is November 9th, 2019. So one day, the Vindication gets hijacked by a nameless alien commander. As a commander, whom Tom refers to as Booker, explains to Tom, the Vindication is actually a warship, one his race had lost. With the vessel now in his hands, Booker plans to launch a pillage against the entire galaxy for fun. It's also revealed that Booker has been manufacturing Tom to act as a slave for him and his kind. With the help of Sarah, Tom's able to start a robot uprising with the assistance of one of the bots, dubbed Tom Jr., and rescue his fellow robot brethren, while all at the cost of himself, because Booker shoots him in the back and fries the circuits. However, Tom gets a spiffy new body and launches Booker out of the escape pod. Unfortunately, Tom Jr. and Georgina have disappeared from hyperspace to escape Booker's men, and may never be seen again, and the Vindication's gone as well. That said, the Forge is now unoccupied, and Tom and Sarah are now running the show around here. Say hello once again to the new Tom, Tom 6. A new body Tom acquired after Count Booger. This body is not only bulkier, but also more ballistic in proportion, but also combat ready. Tom 6 has been hosting the show since 2019. And while Sarah hasn't changed much, that she doesn't warrant a new slide, what has changed was their ship. The Forge is a space station originally meant to produce robotic slave labor. After Booker's defeat and the loss of Vindication, Tom and Sarah decided to reclaim his ship as a new broadcast station. But the only catch is that it can't communicate with outside forces. But that doesn't prevent it from showcasing some awesome cartoons, including the Rising Superstar Dr. Stone, some Flame and Fire Force action, The Promised Neverland, which sadly never got that second season, and finally, Gennady Tartakovsky's masterpiece Primal also appeared. Other shows of note include the anime-esque Ballmasters 9009, created by Adult from Super Jail, and for the first time ever, Satoshi Kon's Paranoia Agent aired on Western television in all its crazy glory. But what's that I hear? Why, it's tie time! Got Cosmo Samurai, which aired February 6, 2021. This is a non-canon event done in the style of an actual anime, with animation held by Telecom. In this special, Tom and Sarah have been attacked by a space pirate named Akuto, who takes Sarah. Tom's destroyed, but he's found by the Cosmo Samurai. With the Samurai's help, Tom gets a new body and allies himself in their plan to take down Akuto. Despite Akuto's defeat, his boss, Jaku, is revealed, leading the Tom and Samurai promising to take him down. But then things get crazy. Part 2 of the tie aired February 20th, 2022, and quite a lot is revealed off the bat. First off, the Cosmo Samurai not suddenly dead. Turns out Jaku has stolen Tom's body and used it to travel back in time to wipe out Edo Japan, which led to the creation of the Cosmic Samurai, as it was the survivors of Jaku's attack, and that's why they seek vengeance. Sarah also traveled back in time alongside Jaku, and was able to convince a physicist to transplant his mind into a cat's body, convince the Cosmic Samurai to kill themselves as a way to back up the memories in case they would ever die fighting Jaku, and she told them to look out for Tom's remains after the ship will eventually be blown up by the Jaku, set the plot in motion. Oh, we're not done yet. So it turns out that physicist Sarah brought in was actually Tom's creator, who's now a cat with mind powers. Tom's given a new body by the physicist cat made from antiparticles, and the Cosmo Samurai sacrificed himself by uploading memories into Tom's body, allowing him to take on Jaku's new skills. Tom defeats Jaku by throwing his spear so fast that travels back in time and kills him before he could attack Edo, thus undoing the events of the tie. So yeah, for a non-canon event, they really went all out. But that wasn't it for Todd. Well, you see, 2022 also marked a special year. Year Toonami turned 25! So what better way to celebrate? It was a more traditional tie, the return. Aired on March 19, 2022, this was a two-part tie to celebrate Toonami's 25th anniversary. Here, Tom and Sarah get a surprise visit from an unmanned ship with an ongoing distress call from themselves. And to the docking bay, Tom and Sarah find that the ship is none other than the original Absolution, in working condition, even though it was blown up in Toonami Endgame. While inside the ship hasn't changed since the late 90s, Sarah discovers that the ship came from 250 years in the future, now going under the Absolution Mark 14. Now, where did the ship actually come from? How did it get here? Doesn't matter. The Tom and Sarah found a way out the forge, so it's back to business. So for new shows, we got Attack on Titan's final season, sped out over the course of like, what, 10 parts? Is it actually still going on, or has it ended?
No, it's ended.
Okay, good. So Crunchyroll, having blown into an actual legitimate business, with the exception of 2006, were once a subsidiary of Warner Bros. Back, which resulted in some of their produced anime aired on Toonami, like the Shenmue anime, based on Sega's old classic game series. Also around this time, several original Adult Swim shows debuted on Toonami as well. So we got some stuff like My Adventures with Superman, plus Adult Swim produced anime like the sadly one-episode OVA Uzumaki. Now, who wants more? Coolly! Well, Adult Swim does because they funded 2 more seasons! It'll never end! So, the first one on the left is Coolly Grunge, which was kind of a mixed media CGI anime season. The second was Coolly Shoegaze, which is a more traditional show. Reception to these were mixed at best. On May 31st, 2024, Toonami launched Toonami Rewind, which aired anime from the block's old days, like Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon. Despite being a cool, well-received concept, it lasted only a few months, with Rewind dying on December 27th of that same year. May it rest in peace. And we've now caught up to the present. So Toonami's a plot that many hold dear to their hearts. Its characters, setting, interactivity, and programming. The block introduced many to the concept of anime, and even some old action cartoons they probably wouldn't have watched. It was a very nostalgic program for some, would have been sad that it had to go. But fortunately, and according to the creators, Toonami is here to stay. Thanks for coming, everybody. Only Toonami. So for other stuff, I have 2 panels this weekend. Tomorrow I'm hosting the craziest Japanese games from 9 o'clock to 10:30. It'll be a lot of epicness. And on Sunday I'm hosting Say One Again, the Loop on the Third, where I show y'all how to get into this long-ass franchise I love so much. Also, I have a website. So if you want to continue the convo, I don't know, hit me up. Check out my other stuff. Anyways, have a good night, everybody.
Yes, we do.